Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is a new week, and yes, I've been a little busy, but it's time for another album review. Today, I am reviewing Miguel's War and Leisure, and man, okay, so much to say. So let's just get into it. This album was very refreshing for me when it comes to R&B. R&B has really been on this like downward spiral lately, and it's really not much out there when it comes to the genre. And when people do come out with R&B music, it tends to be more hip hop, and that's kind of what the mainstream is now. So you don't really get those tones and those and that feeling of really pouring your soul out into an album. And what's crazy is that, the artists these days, they really feel like they're pouring their heart out, but they're more situational and not as introspective. So let's talk about it. So Miguel starts out the album with Criminal, and he is featuring Rick Ross on this album. On this track. And to me, it was a really good way to open up, the album. It gives you a little taste of what you can expect. And it really set the tone. I wasn't mad at it. I wasn't blown away by this particular opening, but I wasn't mad at it at all. And he really was played on, having this kind of back and forth about it feeling criminal, and it feels good to be bad. And he had some references to Columbine, which was kind of weird, and it was kind of weird with the references to things that actually happened in real life and people got hurt and things. So I don't know how I felt about it when he referenced Columbine. When I was a child, I was in that era where we had to deal with that as a school, and so I don't know how I felt about the Columbine reference in the song. But it was a good opener, great feature with Rick Ross. He did his thing, and can't really complain too much about it. The album then goes on to Pineapple Skies. Pineapple Skies, he released it as a single along with I Told You So before the album dropped. And Pineapple Skies is kind of like classic Miguel. It's got that Prince undertone on it, but he really made it his own, of course. And I think it's a kind of like a shout out, because in the lyrics he says pineapple purple skies. I kind of think it's a homage to Prince, in my opinion. I don't know, Miguel will have to confirm or deny that. And then we moved to Skywalker. When I got to Skywalker on this album, the first thing that I said about Skywalker was that it did not fit the album. I didn't like it. I really did not like Skywalker when I first listened to it. I didn't get it. It just sounded too trappy. It sounded too hip hop, like he was trying too hard. Like, it just didn't hit me. It didn't make me it didn't fit the album for me. And then I went back and I listened to the album again, and I got it. And I understood why that track had to be there and why it is the third track. Or it might not be the third track. Why it's placed on the album where it is. Okay, I got it. I understood that he's really trying to shift his sound a bit, and he's doing it very slowly. I hope he doesn't. Honestly, I hope he doesn't go in that direction. Sorry guys, I lost you. I hope he doesn't go in that direction, like that full trappy sound. I hope he doesn't. I hope Miguel stays true to his aesthetic musically. I really do. But I know that artists have to grow, so I'm willing to wait and see where he goes with this particular sound. But at first I thought it was out of place, but then I realized that it really does. It's a really good song. I really like it. I really like where he's going with it. Lyrically, it's meh, lyrically, the whole album is meh. It's really not a lyrical masterpiece at all. Okay, but he makes up for it with his vocal abilities and all of that. Then we get to this song called, there's a couple of songs, but I'm just hitting the ones that really stood out to me. Wolf. When you get to the song Wolf, it's like, it's an homage to the old recording, the way that people used to record music on analog. It's like, it's it's just done right, especially coming off of me listening to the Selena Johnson album. And the Selena Johnson album, she literally just redid all of these songs in a fashion where it was like a new artist was singing on top of old music. Miguel on Wolf, he actually felt like he belonged in that bluesy realm. You know how blues sounds. You really have to be able to express yourself meaningfully when you're doing bluesy type songs. And this, I really felt like he did a really good job with it. I just thought that the production on that song was really good. Still not repeat worthy for me, but I really enjoyed it, and I thought that he did it well. And I didn't think that, I thought that he did that production and the way that it was done with the microphone usage and the effects that was used on his vocals. I thought that he did a great job on that song. Okay, and then we got to like Harem. Okay, so y'all listen to that song, but Harem, it was really dreamy. I thought that song was dreamy, and I felt like ethereal, and I felt like I was floating. Really good. I enjoyed it. Okay. Now, Told You So. This was the song that made me perk up and say, okay, I need to listen to Miguel's album when he drops it. Sorry, guys, I'm like folding up here. I need to listen to Miguel's album. It was this song, and it was called "I Told You So," and it, man, it was like, it had that Prince undertone that you're going to find somewhere with Miguel. It was there. It was poppy. It had me ready to get up and dance, and it made me feel like when Prince would come out with a new song and it was a dance song, and I really enjoyed I Told You So. Okay, it definitely repeat worthy. It is on my car ride reviews playlist, and it was a really, really good song. So that, it's still it's like the arc of the album is really smooth, and I still felt like I was in the album. I wasn't taken out of the moment. And I really enjoyed it. Very fun track, I Told You So. A very, very fun track. And then Miguel ends the album with Now. And, I really thought that he was going to be a little bit more political on this album. Like, I really did. Okay. And what I found was he wasn't. He wasn't. But at the end of the song, at the end of the album, with Now, this is where he got the most political. And it wasn't like deep, deep, deep stuff, but it was basically talking about, are we now going to be these type of people? Is it now that we're going to be consistently, hateful towards each other? Is this what we're going to teach our children? So the song was really introspective, and it gave me what I was looking for. I'm glad that the whole album didn't have those tones, with all this political just, beating over the head. But I did like Now, like the song in general, lyrics aside, was just really, really good. And then it picks up towards the end of the song. And I really enjoyed Now. I have to say that Miguel's album, I'm going to give it really a strong 8. I'll give it an 8. Lyrically, the reason why I can't give it any higher is because lyrically, this album was not great. Lyrically, it's just, it's like nowadays R&B, they write like they're rappers, like they're writing punchlines in R&B songs, which it's kind of not how it goes. It's a story. It's a feeling. It's a pouring out of your deepest emotions and sharing that with the world. And when you're focused on punchlines, it kind of takes away from that. And that's kind of where I'm at lyrically on this album. It just wasn't that great. But the mood of the album was awesome. The concept of the album was great. The vocal performance that Miguel gave on this album was really good. Miguel has kind of a flawless vocals. Like, he's really good at what he does, and he's really good at melding who the artist that he was influenced by and really making those things that he enjoyed about them his own. And I thought that he did a really good job on this album, War and Leisure. So definitely go listen to it. Definitely enjoy it. I told you so. Now, the repeat worthy songs of this album for me, there's two. I Told You So, and Now, the last song on the album. They are repeat worthy songs, and please check them out. Support R&B, support Miguel. He really did a good job. He's going on tour with this album, and I can't wait. I might have to get me some tickets. All right, so go ahead and check out Miguel's new album. And guys, thank you so much. I'm Jen L. Harris. I'm a chick who's passionate about the music, and I'm a chick who does reviews. I'll talk to you guys again soon, and bye-bye.